My last memory was the pulsating blue of my microwave. Now, I was bathed in a different kind of blue light. I stumbled, disoriented. The air hummed with a strange energy. I was surrounded by sleek metal walls, blinking lights, and a view screen showing a swirling galaxy. I had no idea how I got here, but one thing was terrifyingly clear: I was not on Earth. Panic welled up, choking me. I was alone, lost, and utterly out of my depth. My eyes darted around the room, searching for an escape, an explanation, anything familiar. That's when I saw it, a badge on a nearby console, the Starfleet insignia. A chill ran down my spine. This was impossible. I knew this place. Not from experience, but from countless hours spent in front of a television screen. Deep Space Nine. This was Deep Space Nine. The realization hit me like a physical blow. I was in the Star Trek universe, a universe I thought was fictional. As the initial shock subsided, a horrifying truth dawned on me. I knew what was coming. The Dominion War, the bloodshed, the countless lives lost. I had to do something, but what could I, a nobody from Earth, possibly do to change the course of galactic history? The Dominion. Just the name sent shivers down my spine. I recalled the episodes, the escalating tension, the brutal conflict. The Founders, shape-shifting infiltrators pulling the strings from the shadows. The Jem'Hadar, their genetically engineered soldiers bred for obedience and war. I wandered the station, trying to get my bearings, trying to reconcile the fictional with the terrifyingly real. Familiar faces passed me by: Sisko, Odo, Kira, each one a jolting reminder that this was not a dream. This was really happening. The Cardassians I knew were key players in the coming conflict. Their recent withdrawal from Bajor, ostensibly a gesture of peace, felt ominous. They were not to be trusted, not with the Dominion waiting in the wings. Then there was the Maquis, human colonists fighting for their right to exist against Cardassian oppression. Their desperation, their willingness to do anything to survive, would be ruthlessly exploited by the Dominion. It was a powder keg waiting to explode. There was only one person I could turn to, someone with the knowledge and cunning to navigate this treacherous political landscape. Elim Garak, former Cardassian operative, now a simple tailor on Deep Space Nine, or so he claimed. His shop was tucked away in a quiet corner of the promenade. I entered cautiously, the scent of Cardassian fabrics filling the air. He looked up from his work, his eyes sharp and appraising.
How may I be of service?
I need your help. I know things about the future.
The future is a fickle mistress, my dear boy. What makes you think you can predict it?
Because I've seen it. Not with my own eyes, but I know what's coming. The Dominion, the war, the devastation, we have to stop it.
Garak's amusement faded, replaced by a flicker of something else. Intrigue, calculation, it was impossible to tell. Garak, true to his nature, was skeptical. He listened intently as the protagonist recounted the events he knew were to unfold. The Dominion's arrival, the Cardassian alliance, the devastating war that would engulf the quadrant.
Intriguing. But why tell me all this? Why not go to Starfleet? Surely they would be better equipped to handle such a threat.
Because they wouldn't believe me. I have no proof, only my word. They'd think I'm delusional.
Garak's eyes narrowed.
And you think I will?
You're Cardassian. You understand the dangers of power, the price of blind ambition. You see the truth that others miss.
You flatter me, my dear boy. But even if I were to entertain this fantasy, what do you suggest we do? Rewrite the future based on the ramblings of a stranger?
Our conversations were long and fraught with tension. I had to tread carefully, revealing just enough to gain Garak's trust without arousing suspicion. He, in turn, began to see the potential truth in my words, the chilling possibility that I might be right.
They identified three immediate challenges: the Maquis, Gul Dukat, and the looming threat of a Federation Klingon conflict. Each had the potential to escalate into a disaster, weakening the Alpha Quadrant and paving the way for the Dominion's conquest.
The Maquis are pawns, used by the Dominion to sow discord and weaken the Cardassians. We need to find a way to neutralize them, not through force, but by addressing the root cause of their anger.
As for Dukat, his ambition knew no bounds. His thirst for power would lead him to make a deal with the devil, aligning Cardassia with the Dominion. They needed to remove him from power, discredit him in the eyes of his people.
And the Klingons?
They will be manipulated, tricked into seeing the Federation as a threat. We need to expose the Dominion's hand, to prevent a war that would only serve to weaken both sides.
Garak, with his web of contacts and his understanding of Cardassian politics, was invaluable. But they needed more than just cunning. They needed an edge, a weapon that could level the playing field against the Dominion's technological superiority. That's where Commander Data came in.
I told him about the nanites, microscopic machines capable of disabling Dominion ships from within. It was a long shot, but if anyone could make it work, Data could.
Data listened patiently as the concept was explained, his yellow eyes gleaming with interest.
A fascinating proposal. The potential applications of such technology are significant.
He agreed to help, driven by his inherent curiosity and his dedication to the safety of the Federation. They worked tirelessly, poring over fragmented memories, trying to piece together the blueprints of a weapon that could change the course of the war. One of the most difficult tasks fell upon Garak. He had to warn Enabran Tain, his former mentor and the head of the Obsidian Order, about the trap laid by the Founders. Tain, blinded by his hatred for the Founders, would lead a Cardassian fleet into a carefully orchestrated ambush. His death and the destruction of the fleet would cripple Cardassia, leaving it vulnerable to Dominion control.
It was a dangerous mission, fraught with emotional complexities. Despite my claims of detachment, I still harbored a grudging respect for my former mentor. To warn him meant betraying my own people, risking exposure and retribution.
But Garak understood the stakes. He knew that the fate of the Alpha Quadrant, perhaps even the galaxy, hung in the balance. He agreed to do what needed to be done for Cardassia, for the Federation, for the countless lives that would be lost if the Dominion were to prevail.
As I watched events unfold, a sense of unease settled over me. I had set in motion a chain of events, altering the course of history in ways I could not fully comprehend. Had I done the right thing? Was it my place to interfere in the affairs of this universe? To play God with the lives of so many?
The maquis situation was the most delicate. Their anger, their desperation was palpable. Yet, there was a glimmer of hope.
Sisko, with his compassion and understanding, might be able to broker a peace, to find a solution that didn't involve bloodshed.
Dukat was proving to be a more difficult problem. His grip on power was strong, his influence pervasive. But Garak was working his subtle magic, planting seeds of doubt, undermining his authority. It was a slow, delicate process, but one that they hoped would ultimately bear fruit.
And what of the Dominion? Their arrival was inevitable, a shadow looming over the Alpha Quadrant, but we would be ready.
Data's work on the nanites was progressing, fueled by his relentless pursuit of knowledge and his quiet determination to protect his friends. The protagonist had become an unwitting player in a cosmic game of chess, every move having unforeseen consequences. He could only hope that the changes set in motion would lead to a brighter future, one where the horrors of the Dominion War would be nothing more than a distant memory.